basketball to baseball, those things, middle school basketball. So been around a little bit, around the block a little bit.
And that son you talked about is now a high school student himself. Tell me about him. He's what year now, and he plays football, right?
That's correct. He's a sophomore. He's our starting quarterback this year. It's kind of funny now because he's been around on the sideline for a long time, and he couldn't wait to his chance to get up there and play Friday nights, and now it's there. So it's kind of either one, I'm happy for it, and two, make me feel a little older now.
Well, Devin is a great kid. He's a great student leader in Waterloo schools, and how is it when the coach's son is on the team? Does he listen to his dad the same way he does other coaches?
Well, we already had the discussion, so he knows it's going to be a little different. I try to have Coach Grimm, who's our quarterback coach, do mainly the coaching with Devin, but I still treat him as anybody else. He still got to follow the rules and those type of things that we have set for the players. It's kind of hard on the sideline because I'm a coach and also a dad, so proud of him, what he does and those things. So other than that, he's a great kid. I can't complain.
How many football players do you have turning out this year at West? From freshmen through seniors?
From freshmen through seniors. This year's probably the biggest number I ever had. We got about 130 kids out.
Wonderful. And I know you guys just came off a great win this past week, your homecoming victory, which probably made it that much sweeter. So talk about how the season's going and why you would just encourage the community to get out and support the teams.
We started off pretty rough with 0-3, but one thing about our kids, they were really resilient. They never gave up. I never seen anything different in practice. They always had hope, and I think our seniors are one of the reasons why our seniors kept the team going. We practice hard every week. The schedule, some of the teams we play are some of the top-notch teams in the state of Iowa. Last week was our homecoming game. And it was a whole bunch of things and distractions that could have happened. They separated football from homecoming, did a great job with that, and worried about their dates and things like that, and took care of business on Friday. And I think we played one of our most complete games we had all season. And that kind of helps us out going into our new district play, which we have coming up this week. Is our first game is our district play. So the guys are excited about football, and they just happy to be on the field, happy to be with their teammates, and that's part of it all. You remember those things, lifelong lessons later on, and being with your teammates, being out there on Friday nights, and those things.
What about you, Ben? It's Ben, right?
Yeah.
You're a senior. So talk about, do you feel that by being a part of the football squad at West that gives sort of an added level of responsibility to you as a student athlete? Just talk about that whole idea of what it means to be a part of a football squad at West.
Well, to be on the team, you gotta be responsible, respectful, just all around. You just wanna show what you do on the field. You wanna do that everywhere, just everywhere you go. You wanna be smart, respectful, all that stuff. And
why commit that much time to it? It's not easy. You talk about the practices. I know you guys were working during the summer. How much time do you have to commit to it, and why do you do it?
it takes a lot of your summer up in there. And as long as you love the game, you're just gonna keep coming to it. And then if you love your team too, you'll just do it just 'cause.
And Trey, you must get close then with all the other players and you guys friends off the field.
Yeah, we do. We went to the movies before the game sometimes on Thursdays. And we hang out on weekends sometimes.
And what do you tell the younger kids coming up? Why is, obviously for sports, you have to meet some academic requirements too. So how important is it for you that your schoolwork matches your commitment to the team?
You need to have good grades in order to play football. You can't be failing.
What do you guys say to young people who might be listening, or the parents of young people who would say, hey, I want to be one of those kids someday wearing that Wildhawks or that Trojans jersey out there on the field? What does it take in your elementary and middle school years to get to the place where you can be on a varsity football team in Waterloo? What advice do you have for them?
Just always stay on top of your work, never get behind in things, just always,
Because it's a sacrifice, right? You guys
you have to work hard for it.
Yeah, you gotta always work hard no matter what.
Yeah, those practices after school, you could be at home, playing video games, but you choose to be on a sport and actually have the physical challenge after a mental challenge of being in the classroom. So did you always want to play football? Growing up,
yes, I love playing football. I love football.
And looking back now in your younger days, how does it feel now to have realized that dream or goal for yourself to be a varsity player?
It feels nice because I've always wanted to play varsity football. and I like to play college football too, also.
How did it feel then Friday when you guys had such a resounding victory?
It felt really well, finally getting the W. And just the whole atmosphere, just like it felt just better than losing, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Coach Moore, you talk about you guys have a very tough schedule, and statewide, clearly some of the opponents that you face are going to bring, big challenges to any team. How do you keep the kids motivated and stay positive even if you do have a defeat along the way?
And we try to take each week one by one, and we try to explain to kids that football is not only sports, but it's also a lifelong lesson that they're going to use when they become fathers, brothers, those things, and they got to, take the losses and understand and learn from them, and let's move on to the next step. So, and of course, we want to go out and win, and we try to prepare to win, but when things happen after a Friday night, we try to regather ourselves, make sure we're ready for the next opponent. What can we do to get better? We're not making those same mistakes, and those guys have really done a great job of that. Coming in the next week, watching film, find out what we've done wrong, those type of things, and we want to make sure those guys understand that it's a long season. Our motto is to play 14 games, and to play 14 games, you got to make the playoffs. So that's our goal right now, is trying to make sure we can get to the playoffs, get us a chance to play 14 games, and if you play 14 games, that means you're in the state title. So that's our goal for right now, and all the kids are buying into that, and they know that every day, it takes every single day, one at a time, to get there. So we can say win the day. We say that after practice every day, win the day. Did we win the day? Did you win your position? Did you win your drill? Did you win everything you do? So we try to do that every day.
And when you look at their futures, for you, you've had student athletes who have had that opportunity to play post-high school and junior and college opportunities. So how do you encourage those kids that opportunity for some of them might be out there, and that it doesn't have to end when the season ends?
That's correct. We talk to our kids about that, and I tell them first, you're a student athlete, first. You got to take care of things in the classroom first, outside of football. That's what the coaches come in and talk, that's the first thing they ask. They don't ask for, film or anything like what kind of player he is. They want to know what kind of person he is first. So we talk to our players about that. And then secondly, the film don't lie. They see you on the field. They will find you. No matter what position you play, how good you are, they will find who you are. And there's other opportunities out there. It don't have to be the top level ones and Division I and those things. There are other ways to get through. I mean, you see them all the time. As a quarterback at K-State right now, he's from the state of Iowa. And he took the route of going to the junior college in 2 years, and now he's playing at K-State in one of the bigger Division I programs. So there's other ways of doing it if you want to play at that level. I played at Division III. I had a great time. Met my best friends were there. I learned a lot of things from it. So if you just want to continue to play that sport and keep going, just keep working hard and things will work out for you.
That's awesome. And talk to you guys about what are your probably least favorite things that you have to do at practice. What do you absolutely hate that you have to do at practice that Coach Moore says you need to power through this to get stronger, to get better? Just talk about some of those physical demands.
Conditioning.
When people don't make the times, we have to run again.
So it's a team commitment, right?
Yeah.
So you guys all have to have each other's back, or you're going to be facing some punishment,
you have to
right?
encourage them.
So how much do you have to run? Give us an example of something that would result in extra laps.
It just all depends on how hard we work. So like if we're just dogging it through the down backs or whatever, you're gonna have to do more. But if you just do it right, first few times you're done.
And we each have a partner, so we have to do like 2 gashes in 40 seconds.
So, but how do you feel after you're over that hump, when you're done with practice and you look back and reflect on that physical challenge? How do you feel about yourself?
I feel really good about myself. I feel like I accomplished something. I won the day. That's what I feel like.
How about you, Trey? Talk about
I feel
the
the
feeling.
same. I feel good because we got it done as a team and we all made the time.
So is
That's a
it,
step further to getting it on Friday.
with all the distractions young people have today and how many opportunities, for not being a part of a football team or stuff that you could get into outside of school, what keeps you guys disciplined to meet Coach Moore's expectations and be able to wear that jersey every Friday night?
There's a lot of opportunities that can come from football, a lot of life lessons, you can go to college for free if you're, but I don't know, it's just the life lesson thing. I think that's why I keep going. You learn a lot from football.
And how about you, Trey? You're a junior, so you have one more year after this, right?
Yeah.
So talk about what it is about that experience that has kept you coming back.
I love football, and I like grinding. I would like to be successful in my football career.
And I guess one thing, Coach Moore, is for young people that want to be a part of your program someday, what do they need to be doing now at the middle school level, and what do their families need to be doing, to help guide them to have that opportunity?
Yeah, I think just, wherever they do first, again, becoming a good person first. That is really important to us in our program. We love those type of players who come in, are great people, teammate oriented, work hard and those things, and everything else will fall into place, Once you get to that level, once you get to middle school, listen to your coaches, understand what your coach is trying to get to you. Be a multi-sport athlete. Don't just single yourself out, to one sport. I'm just only going to be a baseball player or a basketball player. Just like I tell my own son, play more than one sport, get out there, learn the different ways, use different muscles, get different coaching. You have to get coaches from me now because he's baseball, basketball. Get it from different people. So get out there and have fun and enjoy it.
I love that attitude because sometimes you hear, coaches want you to just hone in on one thing and don't talk to any other coaches, but Coach Moore is obviously thinking big picture for the future of his students. And we thank you guys so much for coming. Tell me your names again.
Trey Burke.
Ben Russell.
Look for these guys, look for those names on their jerseys, and congratulations to West High and their continued success under the direction of Coach Lonnie Moore. We appreciate your time, gentlemen.
Thank you for having us, and go Hogs.
Awesome. You guys were great.
So scared.
You guys were great. I know, it is nervous. You get because then there's dead air.
Yeah,
It's I'm just sitting here, but you were great. I know, it's hard. And she was recording that and they actually put it